Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the TEKS tool strip diagram. We are working with equal groups with a problem related to TEKS 6.3e, and we will solve it in 5 minutes or less. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got a baker with some oats. Each batch of granola bars requires 3/4 of a cup of oats. How many batches of granola can we make? Well, each batch of granola bars requires, and we've got this amount. This is our clue that we are dealing with an equal groups problem. When we see an equal groups problem, we're going to start by noticing a statement that tells us that we have groups and that each group has the same amount. In this case, we have 3/4 or 3/4 of a cup of oats in each group. So I can say 3/4 cup is going to be the number in each group. Now we also have 24 cups of oats. So this is going to be our total. So that is the total amount of uh, cups of oats we have. We want to make equal groups of 3/4 in a cup. And the question is how many groups? How many batches of granola bars can we make? So this is the number of groups. So we have an equal groups problem. When they give you the total and then the number in each group and they want you to find the number of groups, or if they give you the total and they give you the number of groups and then they want you to find the number in each group, that means we're going to divide because the total is given. If they just give you the number of groups and the number in each group and they want you to look for the total, that's when we multiply. So how could we draw this? Well, I've got 24. So I'm just going to draw a bar like this and I'm going to say 24. All right. Now we can say 3/4 of a cup. 3/4 of a cup is in each one of these. So I'm just going to draw the 3/4 right there. And then I'm going to just draw a question mark. And that's how we can represent this with a strip diagram. I'm dividing 24 by 3/4. Now, we could do this with a picture. Okay. So if I were to cut this into half and cut each half in half, I've got fourths. Then cut each fourth into thirds. Now I've got twelfths. Then cut each 12th into half. Now I've got 24. All right, so I have 24 individual bars. Now what I want to find is I need to find out how many 3/4 does it take. So what I could do is I can cut this into fourths like this, and I could start counting how many sets of 3/4 could I take, right? So I could take 1, 2, 3, that's 1. And I can keep going. Obviously, that's going to be kind of tedious. So even though we could do this with a picture, we want to go ahead and do this with an algorithm. So how do we do 24 divided by 3/4? Well, what we need to know is that we want to understand that there is an inverse relationship between multiplication and division. So I always think of subtracting or dividing something by 2, right? If you take 10, you divide it by 2, that's pretty easy. That's 5. But what if you take half of 10? So basically, when I say half of something, we're going to multiply it by 1/2. Well, that's also 5. Half of 10 is 5. So you see that inverse relationship, right? Because this 2 is really 2 wholes. So you notice I just took that 2 over 1, I flipped it upside down, and I changed my sign. That's the inverse relationship between multiplication and division. So I can do 24. I'm going to make it 24 wholes. Any fraction number can be turned into a fraction over 1. I'm going to take my 3/4. Dividing by 3/4 is the same as multiplying by 4/3. That's the inverse relationship. Now I can multiply straight across. So I'm going to get 96 divided by 3. And if I do that, I'm going to end up with 32. So I'm going to end up with 32, which makes sense because you have less than one whole in each group. And so that's the only number greater than the original number of groups, 24. So my answer is C.